Hello everybody, AimLIS presenting a comparative analysis on different exam papers like NET, NVS and KVS. For better improvement, I request to all kindly watch this video. Previous year solved paper on UGC NET 2017, NVS 2022 and KVS 2018 in Library and Information Science. I assure that this video will be very helpful to crack any competitive exams in this field. If you enjoy this video, kindly give me like and share this video to your friends. If you have any query and suggestions, please say on comment box. Last but not the least, don't forget to subscribe my channel AimLIS and press bell button to get more notifications. AimLIS also provide online coaching classes for competitive exams. If anybody want to take guidance from AimLIS for upgrading their skills, they can contact with me through following numbers. Now let's begin our topic. UGC NET 2017 solved examination question papers in Library and Information Science. Number 1. Identify the author of essays of an information scientist from among the following. Number 1. F.W. Lancaster. Number 2. Derek J.D. Sola Price. 3. Eugene Garfield. And 4. B.C. Vickery. And correct answer is 3. Eugene Garfield. Number 2. Who has coined the term information society from the following? Number 1. P.C. Brooks. Number 2. Fridge Matlock. 3. B.C. Vickery and 4. N.J. Belkin. And correct answer is 2. Fridge Matlock. Number 3. Dance's helical spiral communication model is a number 1. Classical, number 2. Linear, number 3. non-linear and 4. multi-dimensional. And correct answer is non-linear. Number 4. What was the theme of IPLA World Library and Information Congress 2017? Number 1. Connection, collaboration and community. Number 2. Dynamic libraries, access, development and transformation. And number 3. Libraries, citizens, societies, confluence of knowledge. And number 4. Libraries, solidarity and society. Correct answer is 4. Libraries, solidarity and society. Number 5. Which of the following is a collaborative network of reference librarians? Number 1. WorldCat. Number 2. EWS. Number 3. Question Point. And number 4. Google Scholar. And correct answer is 3. Question Point. Number 6. Resource Description and Access RDA is divided into how many sections? Number 1. 9. Number 2. 10. Number 3. 11. And number 4. 12. Correct answer is 2. 10. Number 7. Small pqr in the schema of operators in braces belongs to. Number 1. Core elements. Number 2. Extra core concepts. Number 3. Dependent elements. And 4. Special classes of action. And correct answer is 3. Dependent elements. Number 8. According to APA style manual, a section at the end of a paper that includes information that is too detailed for the text of the paper itself and would burden the reader or be distracting or inappropriate is called 1. Appendix, B. Bibliography, 3. References and 4. Tables. And correct answer is 1. Appendix. Number 9. Who coined the word management theory jungle? And correct answers and options are number 1. Henry Fayol, number 2. F.W. Taylor, number 3. Hinge Whitridge, and number 4 Harold Nudge. Correct answer is 4 means Harold Nudge. Number 10. Which of the following case require the application of a new ISSN? Options are number 1 change of publisher, number 2 change in publication medium and title, number 3 change in location of publication, and number 4 change in editorial policy. Correct answer is 2 change in publication medium and title. Number 11. Which of the following organizations have introduced DigBuy, a new mobile application available as a part of a world share management service? Options are number 1 Library of Congress, number 2 NISCare, number 3 OCLC, and number 4 UTLAS. Correct answer is 3 OCLC. Number 12. Percentage sign is used in an URL to represent number 1 space, number 2 date, number 3 time, and number 4 person. Correct answer is space. Number 13. FRBR00 version 2 is based on number 1 FRBR model Allen, 2 FRAD model Allen, 3 FRBR and FRAD model only, and 4 FRBR, FRAD and FRSAD models. Correct answer is 4 FRBR, FRAD and FRSAD models. Number 14. Which one of the following is not image format? Number 1 TIFF, 2 MPEG, 3 JPEG and 4 GIF. Correct answer is 2 MPEG. Number 15. Which of the following does not come under the domain of descriptive bibliometrics or descriptive studies? Number 1 geographical distribution of documents, number 2 natural of information conveyed, number 3 subject distribution, and number 4 medium of communication. Correct answer is 2 nature of information conveyed. Number 16. Half-life in context of literary growth is used to indicate number 1 rate of obsolescence, number 2 rate of growth, number 3 degree of scatter, and number 4 information explosion. And correct answer is 1 rate of obsolescence. Number 17. Which sampling method is not suitable if until members are homogeneous? Correct options are simple random, number 2 cluster, number 3 stratified, and number 4 systematic. Correct answer is cluster. Number 18. Hermeneutics principles is primarily related with number 1 interpretation of texts, number 2 interrelation between data and knowledge, number 3 human experience, and number 4 human behaviors. And correct answer is 1 interpretation of texts. Number 19. How many working groups are constituted under National Missions of Libraries India? Number 1 2, number 2 3, number 3 4, number 4 5, and correct answer is 3 means number 3 4. Number 20. Who is responsible for development and maintenance of UGC official website? Number 1 MHRD, number 2 DOE, number 3 NIC, number 4 InFlipNet, and correct answer is InFlipNet. Number 21. Which of the following are the necessary elements of an information society? Number 1 confidentiality, number B vulnerability, C integrity, and D availability. Codes number 1 B, C and D are correct, 2 A, B and C are correct, 3 A, B, C and D are correct, and number 4 A, B and D are correct, and correct answer is 3 means A, C and D are correct. Number 22. Which of the following components are essential for national information policies. Options are A. Legislation framework, B. e-journal consortium, C. digital repositories, D. national bibliography. And codes are number 1, A and B are correct, 2, A and D are correct, 3, B and C are correct, and 4, B and D are correct, and correct answer is 2, A and D are correct. Number 23, SWAM, the free online education, was developed by options A. IIT Madras, B. AICTE, C. IIM Ahmedabad, and D. MHRD Government of India. And correct codes are number 1, B and D are correct, 2, C and D are correct, 3, A and B are correct, and 4, A and D are correct. Correct answer is A. 1 means B and D are correct. Number 24. Which of the following are the activities of National Mission on Libraries? Options are A. CIP project, B. capacity building, C. library assistance program, and D. setting up of model libraries. Codes number 1, A and D are correct, 2, B and D are correct, 3, B and C are correct, and 4, C and D are correct, and correct answer is 2 means B and D are correct. Number 25. Which of the following indicate the purpose of reference list in the thesis or dissertation? Options A. allows author to credit the work of others that directly influenced the present work. B. gives interested readers the information necessary to identify and retrieve the sources. And C. expansive list that covers works that are consulted. And D. recommends to the interested readers the works that are not cited in the text. And codes 1, A and B are correct, 2, B and C are correct, 3, C and D are correct, and 4, B and D are correct. And correct answer is 1, A and B are correct. Number 26. Which of the following are the products of chemical abstract service? A. SCI Finder, B. SCI Val, C. Methods Now, and D. Analytical Service. Codes number 1, A and C are correct, 2, B and D are correct, 3, A, B and C are correct, and 4, B, C and D are correct, and correct answer is 1 means A and C are correct. Number 27. Which of the following roles does a library have in the information transfer cycle? Option A. Information organization and control, B. primary distribution, C. secondary publication, D. secondary distribution. And correct codes are 1, B and D are correct, 2, B and C are correct, 3, A and D are correct, and 4, A and B are correct. And correct answer is 3 means A and D are correct. Number 28. Who among the following are associated with established theories of reference service? A. C. M. Winchell, B. James I. Weir, C. Daniel Brophy, and D. Samuel Rothstein. Codes are number 1, A and B are correct, number 2, B and D are correct, 3, C and D are correct, and 4, A and C are correct, and correct answer is 2, B and D are correct. Number 29. Which of the following are related to Sugamya Pustakalaya? Option A. An online platform that makes accessible the content available to print disabled people. B. created by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment GOI. C. powered by TCS Access, and D. maintained by National Access Associations for the Blind India. And codes number 1, A, B and D are correct. 2, A, B and C are correct. 3, B, C and D are correct. And 4, A, C and D are correct. And correct answer is 2, A, B and C are correct. Number 30, entropy in the context of information science is option A, measures which cannot be normalized by dividing it by information length. B, measure of under predictability of the state or equivalently of its average information content. C, average amount of information produced by a probabilistic stochastic source of data. And D, way to measure diversity. And number 1, A, B and D are correct. 2, A, B and C are correct. 3, A, C and D are correct. And 4, B, C and D are correct. And answer is 4, B, C and D are correct. Number 31, controlled vocabularies fall broadly into following categories. Option A, subject heading list. B, thesauri. C, taxonomies. And D, ontologies. And codes number 1, A and C are correct. B, 2, B, C and D are correct. 3, A, B and D are correct. And 4, C and D are correct. Correct answer is A, B and D are correct. Number 32, which of the following are the components of barcode symbol? Number A, antenna. B, quiet zone. C, transponder. And D, start character. Options 1, A and C are correct. 2, B and C are correct. 3, B and D are correct. And 4, A and D are correct. Correct answer is 3, means B and D are correct. Number 33, embargo in the context of book trade is a limitation on access to older resources by the publishers. B, perpetual ban on the access of the given resources of a publisher. C, a limitation on access to resources placed by publishers. And D, a limitation on access to the resources, usually to prevent the cancellation of individual subscription. And codes number 1, C and D are correct. 2, A and B are correct. 3, A and C are correct. And 4, A, C and D are correct. Number 34, which of the following are research information management system? Number A, Pure. B, Quetext. C, Conversis. And D, Vivo. And codes 1, A, B and D are correct. 2, A, B and C are correct. 3, A, C and D are correct. And 4, B, C and D are correct. Correct answer is 3, A, C and D are correct. Number 35, which of the following are the open access initiatives of InflipNet? Option A, Sudganga. B, eSud Sindhu. C, Infoport. And D, IntCat. And correct codes are, options are 1, A and B are correct. 2, B and C are correct. 3, C and D are correct. 4, A and C are correct. Correct answer is 4, A and C are correct. Number 36, which of the following are embedded processors? A, microcontroller. B, digital signal processor. C, code to extreme. And D, Intel Xenon. And codes are number 1, A, B and D are correct. Number 2, B, C and D are correct. Number 3, A, B and C are correct. And 4, A, C and D are correct. And the correct answer is 1, A, B and D are correct. Number 37, Jubilee JISC user behavior in information seeking, longitudinal evaluation of electronic information services 6.2.
A. Predict, monitor and characterize ISB in relation to EIS, Electronic Information Services. B. Provide illuminative and contextual pictures built up over time to users and non-users. And C. Evaluate materials of rarity in nature. And D. Adjust the quality of hard copies of e-reference tools served to readers in a given library over a period of time. And codes are 1. C and D are correct, 2. A and B are correct, 3. B and C are correct, and 4. A and D are correct. And correct answer is 2. A and B are correct. Number 38. Arrange the following state public library acts according to their year of enactment. First of all, Chhattisgarh Public Libraries Act, B. Haryana Public Libraries Act, C. Odisha Public Libraries Act, and D. Lakshadweep Public Libraries Act. And codes are number 1 B C D A, number 2 D B C A, number 3 C B D A, and number 4 A B C D. And correct answer is 1, means first of all Haryana Public Libraries Act, then C. Odisha Public Libraries Act, and then D. Lakshadweep Public Libraries Act, and A. Chhattisgarh Public Library Act. Number 39. Arrange the sequence of following public libraries according to their year of origin. First A. Connemara Public Library, B. Delhi Public Library, C. Calcutta Public Library, and D. Baroda Public Library. And correct arrangement is number 1, means first of all C. Calcutta Public Library, then A. Connemara Public Library, then D. Baroda Central Library, and last Delhi Public Library. Number 40. Arrange the following laws or principles from lower to higher level as propounded by S. R. Ranganathan. A. Fundamental laws, B. Canons, C. Principles, and D. Basic laws. And correct sequence is option 1. And first of all, C. Principles, then B. Canons, then A. Fundamental laws, and last Basic laws. Number 41. Arrange year-wise development of the following indexing system. A. Relational indexing by J.E.L. Farrandin. B. Chain indexing by S. R. Ranganathan. C. Subject indexing by J. Coates, and D. Presses by Telecoste. And correct answer is number 1, means first of all B. Chain indexing by S. R. Ranganathan, then A. Relational indexing by J.E.L. Farrandin, then C. Subject indexing by J.E. Coates, and last D. Presses by Telecoste. Number 43. Arrange the following connecting symbol of CC 6th edition according to their increasing ordinal value. First, number A, arrestor, then B, backward arrow, then C, forward arrow, and D, 0. And correct answer is number 2, means first A, arrestor, then B, backward arrow, then C, forward arrow, and then D, 0. Number 44. Identify the correct sequence of the indicator digits of intrafacet phase resolution as used in CC 6th edition. Uh, Option 1, JKMNR, then JKMRO, then IJKMN, and then JKMNQ. And correct answer is number 1, means JKMNR. Number 45. Arrange in sequence the following subject classes according to their occurrence in the schedules of DDC 21st edition. First A. Food technology, then B. Public finance, then C. General encyclopedia, and then D. Bibliographies. And correct answer is number 2, means first bibliographies, then general encyclopedia, then B. Public finance, and then A. Food technology. Number 46. Arrange in sequence the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A. Social, B. Esteem, C. Psychological, physiological, and D. Safety. And correct answer is code 1, means first physiological, then safety, then social, and last esteem. Number 47. Arrange in sequence the following document titles alphabetically, word by word. A. Bookfinder, B. Bookkeeping made simple, C. Book bites, and D. Books that change the world. And correct answer is C. Correct answer is 3, means first of all C. Book bites, then bookfinder, then bookkeeping made simple, and then D. Books that changed the world. Number 48. Arrange the steps of the 8 WS literacy model in correct order is given by Annette Lamb. First A. Webbing, B. Wishing, C. Wondering, and D. Weaving. And correct arrangement is number 3, means first wondering, then A. Weaving, then D. Weaving, and last B. Wishing. Matching. Match the following sources with their corresponding functions. List 1. A counter, list 2. Tracking e-resources usage statistics, B. Affinity string, and 2. Impact factor, C. Link resolver, and 3. Tracking online usage by user categories, and D. Journal of citation report, and 4. Number of times users connectivity to a resource. And correct answer is number 3. Month means a counter goes to tracking e-resources usage statistics, then B. Affinity string goes on tracking online usage by user categories, then journal of citation report goes on number of times users connectivity to a resources, and then journal of citation report goes on impact factor. Number 50. Match the following consortium with their corresponding locations. List 1. UGC DAE consortium. List 2. Mansur Gurgaon. List 1. ERMET India consortium, and list 2. Gandhinagar Ahmedabad. C. Delcon DBT's e-library consortium, and 3. Indore, and D. E-Sodh Sindhu, and 4. New Delhi. And correct answer is number 1, means UGC TAE consortium goes on Indore, ERMET India consortium goes on New Delhi, Delcon DBT's e-library consortium goes on Mansur Gurgaon, and D. E-Sodh Sindhu goes on Gandhinagar Ahmedabad. Number 51. Matching. List 1. Lisa, list 2. Nisker, list 1. Ilsa, list 2. EBSCO, list 1. Lista, and list 2. ESLIC, and list 1. Indian Science Abstract, and list 2. ProQuest. And correct answer is 1, means Lisa goes on ProQuest, Ilsa goes on ESLIC, Lista goes on EBSCO, and Indian Science Abstract goes on Nisker. Next, 52. List 1 compromises intellectual property. List 2 confiscation of equipment or information. List 1 deliberate acts of theft, and list 2 uh, unauthorized access to data, and C deliberate acts of information extortion, and list 2 piracy, and D deliberate acts of effusion or trespass, and list 2 blackmail of information disclosure. These are the threats to information society with the corresponding concept. And correct answer is 4, means A compromises intellectual property goes on. 3 piracy, and B deliberate acts of theft goes on confiscation of equipment or information. C deliberate acts of information extortion goes on blackmail of information disclosure, and D deliberate acts of espionage deliberate acts of espionage or trespass goes on unauthorized access to data. Then 53, list 1 political map, list 2 features of land, list 1 route map, list 2 roads and bridges, etc. List 1 physical map, list 2 limiting territorial boundaries, and list 1 thematic map, list 2 mining, agriculture, etc. And a correct answer is 3, means a political map goes on limiting territorial boundaries. Then route map goes on limiting number Number 53. List 1 political map, list 2 features of land, list 1 route map, list 2 roads or bridges, etc. List 1 physical map, list 2 limiting territorial boundaries, list 1 thematic map, list 2 mining, agriculture, etc. And correct answer is 3, means A political map goes on limiting territorial boundaries. List 1 route map goes on roads and bridges, etc. List 1 physical map goes on features of land, and list 1 thematic map goes on mining and agriculture, etc. Number 54, the Markfield 264 has different second indicator values to indicate separate data elements in RTA. Match these second indicator values with the respective data element. List 1 0, list 2 distribution statement, list 1 1, list 2 publication statement, list 1 2, list 2 manufacture statement, list 1 3, list 2 production statement. Correct answer is number 1, means 0 goes on production statement, B1 goes on publication statement, C2 goes on distribution statement, and D3 goes on manufacture statement. Number 55. Match the following mechanisms of information processing with corresponding service as given by S. Sitharama. List 1 A announcement, list 2 translation service, list 1 evaluation, list 2 current awareness service. List 1 document access, list 2 indexing service, list 1 accretion, list 2 state of the art report. And correct answer is 2, means A announcement goes on current awareness service, list 1 evaluation goes on state of the art report. List 1 document access goes on translation service, and list 1 accretion goes on indexing service. Number 56, match the following queries with corresponding types of reference service. List 1, A, communication with the library staff through VoIP, and list 2, asynchronous reference service. List 1, reference query through email. List 2, online reference service. List 1, use of e-resources seeking answers. List 2, virtual reference desk. List 1, web forms. List 2, reference interview. And correct answer is 3. A, communication with the library staff through VoIP goes on 3, virtual reference desk. B, reference query through email goes on asynchronous reference service. C, use of e-resource seeking answers goes on online reference service, and web forms goes on reference interview. Next, 57. Match the following with corresponding explanation. List 1, embargo. List 2, publishers list of new titles. List 1, big deal. List 2, authorization for regular shipment of new editions of specific products. List 1, front list. List 2, publishers restrictions of one resource access. List 1, standing order. List 2, large bundled e-journal package of single publisher on discounted price. And correct answer is 1. A, embargo goes on publisher's restriction 1 resource access. B, big deal goes on large bundled e-journal package of single publisher on discounted price. List 1, C, front list goes on publisher's list of new titles, and standing order goes on publisher's restriction 1 resource access. Number 58. Match the following NISO National Information Standard Organization standards with their corresponding descriptions applicable to libraries. List 1, J39.41. List 2, Dublin Core Metadata Element Set. List 1, J39.63. List 2, Syntax for Digital Object Identifier DOI. List 1, J39.84. List 2, Inter-Library Loan Data Elements. And list 1, J39.84. List 2, Printed information on spines. And correct answer is 3, means A, J39.41 goes on printed information on spines. J39.63 goes on interlibrary loan data elements. J39.84 goes on syntax for digital object identifier DOI. And D, J39.85 goes on Dublin Core Metadata Element Set. Matching list 1 counter, list 2 article metric, list 1 PLOS LMS, list 2 author metric, list 1 ORC ID, list 2 all metric, list 1 social media citations, list 2 journal metric. And correct answer is 2, means A, counter goes on journal metric. B, polls ALMS goes on article metric. C, ORC ID goes on author metric. And D, social media citation goes on all metric. Number 16. Match the following office products with their corresponding producers and organizations. List 1, Open Office. List 2, IBM. List 1, MS Office. List 2, Apache Foundation. List 1, Lotus Note. List 2, Apple. List 1, iWork. List 2, Microsoft Corporation. Correct answer is 2, means Open Office goes on Apache Foundation. MS Office goes on Microsoft Corporation. Lotus Note goes on IBM, and iWork goes on Apple. Matching list 1 A. What is the role of MOOCs in imparting LIS education? List 2 Hypothesis. B. A2 cause 2013 selective institutions can be democratized via MOOCs. B. List 2 Analytical statement. C. MOOCs programs will replace distance learning in LIS. And 3. Formulation of the problem. List 1 through MOOCs is advantageous. Majority response preferred distance learning. And list 2 literature study. And correct answer is 1. Means what is the role of MOOCs in imparting LIS education? Goes on formulation of the problem. B. Cause 2013 selective institutions can be democratized via MOOCs. Goes on literature study. C. MOOCs programs will replace distance learning in LIS. Goes on hypothesis. And D. Through MOOCs is advantageous. Majority response preferred distance learning. Goes on analytical statement. List 1062 match the following online survey development cloud-based software applications tools with their corresponding founders. List 1 SurveyMonkey. List 2 Christian Venick and Scott MC Daniel, Colorado, USA. B. Typhon. List 2 Jordan Tan, Brisbane, Austria. List 1 Client Heartbeat. List 2 Robert Munoz and David Onconiv, Barcelona, Spain. List 1 Survey Gizmo. List 2 Ryan Finally, San Mateo, California, USA. And correct answer is 2, means SurveyMonkey goes on Ryan Finally, San Mateo, California, USA. Type goes on Robert Munoz and David Onconiv, Barcelona, Spain. And Client Heartbeat goes on Jordan Tan, Brisbane, Austria. And Survey Gizmo goes on Christian Venick and Scott McDaniel, Colorado, USA. Then 63 match the following with their corresponding year of launching. List 1 National Mission on Manuscripts. List 2 2003. List 1 National Mission on Libraries. List 2 2007. List 1 National Mission on Monuments and Antiquities. List 2 2012. List 1 National Knowledge Network. List 2 2010. And correct answer is 1, means National Mission on Manuscripts goes on 2003. National Mission on Libraries goes on 2012 3. And National Mission on Monument and Antiquities goes on 2007. And National Knowledge Network goes on 2010. Number 64 assertion A. The copyright system born and bred for print technology faces a technology revolution in its environment. Reason are the old print technology's broadcast model of one-to-many communication is replaced with many-to-many global connectivity. And correct answer is 3, means both A and R are true. 65 assertion. Avoidance of difficult reference questions are usually an outcome of monetary panic in the face of a impenetrable impenetrable questions. Recent reference never adhere to few helpful tips such as developing handy referral systems both within and outside the reference area and fail to establish a context for the questions to counter such a panic attack. Correct answer is A, means A is true but R is false. Number 66, assertion. In collection development, pamphlets do not require frequent review like books and journals. Reason: pamphlets' information value is likely to be short-lived. Their physical format is usually flimsy and subject to rapid deterioration. And correct answer is 2, A false, but R is true. Number 67, assertion A. The content-based indexing techniques uh, enabled uh, identification of wanted persons in photographs of crowds. And reason are the content-based indexing system uses all sorts of characteristics of the image to guess what it is about. Correct answer is 4. Both A and R are true. Number 68, assertion. In gold open access, codes are not transferred to authors. Reason: gold open access journals published peer-reviewed articles without paid subscription barriers for their readers. And correct answer is 2. A is false but R is true. Number 69, assertion. In recent years, QR codes have become ubiquitous and may replace the user of barcodes. And reason: QR is a two-dimensional code with large capacity of storage. These codes hold information both horizontally and vertically and can be scanned by users with their smartphones at ease. And correct answer is 2. A is false but R is true. Number 70, assertion. Librarians usually prefer to provide access to e-content of the users via a proxy server, allowing authorized library users to access content from outside the physical confines of a library. Reason: proxy server access is possible without IP address recognition. Correct answer is 3. A is true but R is false. Number 71, assertion. WebAssembly is standard that enables applications to run securely in browsers without the use of plugins is a people-friendly application in using web. Reason: a web language transforms the way people use their devices and the web making applications are more accessible to people at easy all over the globe. And correct answer is 2. Both A and R are true. Number 72, assertion. Grounded theory methods in qualitative research start from the same set of assumptions as traditional quantitative research design. And reason: the inductive nature of these grounded theory methods allows the key issues emerge rather than force them into preconceived categories. Correct answer is 4. A is false but R is true. Number 73, assertions. The fundamental need of a hypothesis is a guide to sound research. And a reason: without hypothesis, research is focused and do not become a random empirical wandering. And quotes. And correct answer is 1. A is true but R is false. Number 74, assumption. Traditional knowledge resource classification TKRC is an innovative structured classification system useful for the systematic arrangement, dissemination and retrieval of all subjects. and reason. It is structured based on international patent classification, and correct answer is 3. A is false but R is true. Number 75. Identify the resource sharing and document delivery principles as given by IFLA. Number A, option A, each country should accept responsibility for providing access to its own publication to any other country. B, supplying libraries should accept requests submitted in hard copy only. Number C, from the moment of a library dispatches an item to a requesting library until it returns, the supplying library is responsible for any loss or damage incurred. And D, each country should aim to develop an efficient national resource sharing system. Correct answer is 3, means A and B are correct. Next, NVS 2022 solved examination paper in Library and Information Science. Number 1, the book entitled The Library Legislation Handbook to Madras Library Act is authored by M.A. Gopinath, A. Nilamekhan, Dr. S. Ranganathan, and P.L. Kola. And correct answer is 3, Dr. S. Ranganathan. Number 2, who said quality is fitness for use? Number 1, Bill Conway. Number 2, W. E. Deming. Number 3, Joseph M. Juran. And number 4, Philip Kotler. Correct answer is 3, Joseph M. Juran. Matching. Match the metadata standard with the developing body. Metadata and developing body. Option A, Dublin Code and from developing body. Number 1, TCMI. From metadata, EGMS. From developing body, Library of Congress. From metadata, METS. And from metadata, Government of UK. And from metadata, MODS. And from developing body, DLF, Digital Library Foundation. And correct answer is number 3, A, Dublin Code goes on TCMI. B, EGMS goes on 3, Government of UK. C, METS goes on DLF, Digital Library Foundation. And D, MODS goes on Library of Congress. Das is one of the editors of the book entitled Public Library System, India, Sri Lanka, UK, USA. And options are M. A. Gopinath, 2. Nilamekhan, 3. Krishna Kumar, and 4. B. Venkatapaya. Correct answer is number 2, Nilamekhan. Number 5, who emphasized the public library is the responsibility of local and national authorities. It must be supported by specific legislation and financed by national and local government. Option 1, United Nations. Option 2, National Knowledge Commission. Option 3, American Library Association, ALA. And number 4, the UNESCO Public Library Manifesto, 1994. And correct answer is 4, the UNESCO Public Library Manifesto, 1994. The 6th, which Model Public Library Act or Bill has provided provision to establish state regional libraries only in bilingual states? Options are 1, Model Bill of Planning Commission. Option 2, Model Bill of Planning Commission. Option 2, Model Public Library and Information Services Act by V. Venkatapaya. Option 3, Model Public Libraries Bill by Ministry of Education. And option 3, Model Public Libraries Act by Dr. Ranganathan. And correct answer is 1, Model Bill of the Planning Commission. Number 7, the book The Information Society, published by Ashley in 1988, was authored by number 1, William J. Martin, 2, B.C. Vickery, 3, Daniel Bell, and 4, A. Vickery. And correct answer is 1, William J. Martin. Number 8, DNS in Internet Technology stands for 1. Dynamic name system, 2. Domain name system, 3. Domain network system, and 4. Distributed name system. Correct answer is 2. Domain name system. Number 9. Who categorized user studies into the 3 categories? Behavior studies, user studies, and information flow studies. And options are Dr. Esa Ranganathan, 2. Voigt, 3. Philip B. Crosby, and 4. Menzel. And correct answer is Menzel. Number 10. Peter Fair, known as the father of zero-based budget, is the author of Number 1. The Big Zero. Number 2. Zero-based budgeting to zero-based everything. Number 3. Zero-based budgeting for public programs. Number 4. Zero-based budgeting, a practical management tool for evaluating expenses. And correct answer is 4. Zero-based budgeting, a practical management tool for evaluating expenses. Number 11. Who introduced the concept of a library arts college? Number 1. H.E. Bliss. Number 2. Louis Source. Number 3. W.C.B. Sayers. Number 4. S.R. Ranganathan. Correct answer is 2. Louis Source. Number 12. Which one of the following is not related with the human relations schools of management? Number 1. Elton Mayo. Number 2. Abraham Maslow. Number 3. F.J. Roethlisberger. And 4. W.J. Dixon. Correct answer is 2. Abraham Maslow. Number 13. Presently, Web of Science is a product of 1. ProQuest, 2. Thomson Reuters, 3. Elsevier's, and 4. Clarivate. And correct answer is 4. Clarivate. Number 14. The most prominent award on total quality management, the Deming Prize, was given the first time in 1951. Correct options are number 1. K. Isikawa, 2. M. Masuwama, 3. T. Kitagawa, and 4. P. B. Crosby. And correct answer is 2. M. Masuwama. Number 15. Arrange different types of needs in hierarchy sequence low to high as mentioned by Abraham Maslow. And A. Social needs, B. Psychological needs, C. Safety needs, and D. Self-actualization needs, and E. Esteem needs. And correct sequence is 3. Means first B. Psychological needs, then C. Safety needs, then A. Social needs, then E. Esteem needs, and then D. Self-actualization needs. Number 16. World Index to Scientific Translations is published by Number 1. National Translation Centers of UK. Number 2. Library of Congress, American Library Associations, and number 4. European Translation Centers. And correct answer is 4. European Translation Centers. Number 17. Which one of the following is different from the others with reference to the purpose of creation? Number 1. Trade report. Number 2. Annual report. Number 3. Reviews. And number 4. Digest. Correct answer is 2. Annual report. Number 18. Which canons does not come within the types of canons for characteristics? Option 1. Canon of differentiation. Option 2. Canon of assumptibility. Number 3. Canon of relevant succession. And number 4. Canon of permanence. Correct answer is 3. Canon of relevant succession. Number 19. Who introduced the concept of a semantic use of user education? Number 1. H.E. Bliss. Number 2. Louis Source. Number 3. W.C.B. Sayers. Number 4. Patricia B. Knapp. And correct answer is 4. Patricia B. Knapp. Number 20. Who invented the retroactive ordinal notation? First option Melvin Dewey, then S.R. Ranganathan, 3. E.G. Coates, and 4. W.C.B. Sayers. And correct answer is 3. E.J. Coates. Number 21. Which of the following is not a network topology? Number 1. Mesh, then number 2. Pass, then number 3. Ring, and then number 4. Chain. And correct answer is 4. Chain. Number 22. Match the states with their year of enactment of State Public Libraries Act. List 1 State Public Libraries Act and List 2 year of enactment. From List 1 A. Manipur, List 2 2001, List 1 Kerala, List 2 2006, List 1 Odisha, List 2 1989, List 1 Rajasthan, List 2 1988, and correct answer is 4. Means A. Manipur goes on 1998, B. Kerala goes on 1989, C. Odisha goes on 2001, and D. Rajasthan goes on 2006. Next 23. Match the following Indian acts with the year of enactment. Act and year of enactment: Act, RTI Act, and year of enactment 1999. Act, Copyright Act, and year of enactment 2005. Act, Patent Act, year of enactment 1970, and Act, Trademark Act, year of enactment 1957. And correct answer is 2, means A. RTI Act goes on 2005, B. Copyright Act goes on 1957, C. Patent Act goes on 1970, and D. Trademark Act goes on 1999. Number 24. In CC, Octave device secures infinite hospitality in option 1 chain, 2 subject, 3 array, and 4 facet, and correct answer is 3 array. Number 25. Who gave the concept of a global village? Number 1 Marcel McLuhan, 2 George Gardner, 3 Philip B. Cosby, and 4 E. C. Richardson, and correct answer is 1 Marcel McLuhan. Number 26. Which device may not be used for securing hospitality in chain in CC? Number 1 gap device, 2 decimal fraction device, 3 interpolation device, and 4 auto bias device, and correct answer is C interpolation device.